So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is the Ryan here.
Hey everyone, Razzbowski here.
What's going on, guys? Dawko here.
And welcome back to, once again, another episode of Theory Thursday. And in this one, we're going to be discussing the events that have been going on over the past 2 weeks, because it's absolutely been crazy, to say the least.
Yes, now, as we all know, the previous teaser on Scott Games was actually, thanks for playing the end, with a little question mark at the end.
Yes.
And now this teaser we have is almost like a... It just feels like, I don't know, like that wasn't relevant at all. Like, this is the end, thank you, see you later, kind of thing.
It feels like there's a lot of mixed messages at the minute, because with the lockbox, I think everyone's going crazy over that. They were trying to figure it out for so much time, and it just seems almost crazy that this series would end with some of these things left, especially with the text as well. It says for now, it doesn't say forever. So it is making you think a lot of things in regards to what's going on with this series, really, because... You know, I think when we see this, everyone's going to assume this means it's the end of the franchise completely.
Definitely. I don't think so. I don't think it's the end because, as you said, there's so many things he's teased over the last couple of days that just it wouldn't make sense that this is the end. I think it's simply just a thank you. Like, I've said it before. He's got a lot of unnecessary hate towards him recently. And obviously the heartfelt story he posted on the Steam page as well last week as well, which was incredible. I think he's just thanking people for the support over the last year, because his life's completely changed from say 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
So I think it's simply just a thank you, and just like he's proudly displaying his work for everybody to see. Even the animatronics don't even look scary anymore. They literally look like they're smiling.
Fluffy.
At the end of a pantomime or something, everybody comes on stage and they're like,
takes a bow.
Thanks for watching.
When you look at this as well, you really do kind of applaud the fact of how many characters Scott's designed in a year. That's a lot of work.
Crazy.
Like, modelling isn't easy, especially with all the other steps, and it looks like he does most of this on his own, if not all of it. So, you know, it just makes you appreciate how much effort's really gone into this series, and a year's worth of work. This is only the characters, let alone all of those establishments as well.
Yeah, you can see the improvements of his modelling as well. Like how amazing from FNAF 1 to FNAF 4. It's really nice to see the changes in how he's thought about designing these animatronics.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's I think it's meaning a lot of things though to other people. With the new teaser image, I think a lot of people when they see this, as I've said before, it's very easy to assume it's kind of the end. So for you guys, then, it seems like the general gist is that this doesn't mean it's the end. It's just really a kind of heartfelt thank you from Scott to everyone who's supported this series throughout. Now, I think as a lot of people have seen this image, we're really asking what is going to be happening next, because with all these guys kind of mishmashed together, it seems like there's something new on the horizon for Scott Cawthon's development. And it really is making me personally think what is coming up next. So guys, what do you actually think is going to be happening next with the franchise of Five Nights at Freddy's, and also what Scott Cawthon is actually planning to do?
It just makes you think, because he obviously was meant to release the game on August the 8th, and he did say Halloween will be DLC or something like that, but now we know that it's nothing to do with Five Nights at Freddy's, and I personally believe that maybe he's going to make something for his fans, maybe like a game dedicated towards his fans, thanking them for everything, in maybe like a horror kind of way, maybe. I don't know. I think that he's going to make a game or something for us that will, I don't know, make us feel appreciated almost, probably. I don't know.
It's like a thank you sort of thing, because I mean, he said it was going to be a free content, and I don't think he'll go back on his word over that, because he originally referred to it as free DLC, and he was going to keep the date special. So there's quite a few things, like you mentioned earlier on. We've got the Deep 9 message in the box at end of Night 7. That's not been answered. We don't really know who Nightmare is. He's just there, and is he going to be significant in some sort of way to the story later on? Is the eye in Golden Freddy? I know you were speaking about this earlier, Ryan. You said it's just the way he's re-rendered it. Maybe that's why we're seeing the eye now, because the locations were dark before. But is that going to be significant in some way? I think there's quite a few options for him to go with. I would like to see a complete timeline so we know exactly where everything is. I think that would be a nice way to finish it off. I mean, we don't need to know. We don't need to know everything about it. Because the best things usually are left mystery, like like Pulp Fiction. Like, everybody's wondering what's going on there, and it's mystery
in the briefcase.
Mystery is good. So maybe he's done a similar thing that some things are best left secret for now. But it does sound like he's hinting towards there's going to be something important in that box. But it might simply just be a complete timeline written on a bit of paper in that box. A lot of people are suggesting as well spin-off game, because that isn't. That's not a prequel. That's not a sequel. That's not adding to Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and it's not Five Nights at Freddy's 5. They're the things he said it's definitely not. So a spin-off game, which would that'd be completely fine as long as I'm happy if he keeps making games, because I like it. I like his horror stuff.
Absolutely,
yeah. And let's not forget about the film as well. Like the film seems to be really hyped about, but some people just seem to be forgetting the fact that there could be some hints by Gil, because on Twitter he was hinting a lot of things about the movie, and I think that will keep a bit of hype for Five Nights at Freddy's still, definitely, because he seems to be quite a teasing guy, and maybe he's inspired by Scott's teasers, and that he might do some teasers for the film.
He's definitely been hinting loads of things. He loves his emoticons, like knives and children and stuff.
Maybe the movie will actually, I don't know, maybe the movie will finish the story. Maybe. If
I've been thinking that, but I think the niche with the movie is that it kind of has to also cater towards not necessarily
people
fans of the franchise.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things, and it's hard to kind of decipher. But with Scott's previous development as well, he's had some amazing games that really no one's seen entirely, and it's like Desolate Hope. I think when Five Nights at Freddy's came out, a lot of people went back and played that, and they found that quite enjoyable. But so we know Scott can do a lot of those things, and what would you guys like to see personally from him then? Like a horror-based game? Is that the sort of
definitely. Scott, and honestly, Scott has shown that he is the king of horror, because I think the first ever Five Nights at Freddy's was the one that really gripped everyone, because it's the suspense of knowing is something around in that door, is something about to get me, is Foxy there? I don't know, he likes to create this suspense, and I think that is crucial when you're making a horror game, and I think that he really does know how to capture that kind of essence of horror.
Especially in the fourth game, because he added it was literally like an audio mechanic. You had to listen for the breathing, you had to listen for the footsteps, you had to listen for so many different things. You could hear the Freddles behind you and scurrying about and stuff. That made it scarier, again, because you really had to pay attention to what was going on, and just utter silence until you heard breathing. It's terrifying, and that's what, like, I've played Outlast and stuff like that. It's not the constant jump scares that gets you. It's the fear of knowing something's going to be coming. You can hear something, and you're just like, I don't know when it's going to come. And he seems to have mastered that in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. So if he can take that, and even if it's not a spin-off game, if he can carry on doing horror games, then I'll play the hell out of them.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of supporters now as well. I know for a fact that we're all going to be playing Scott's. If he wants to do a horror game, which isn't FNAF, we're all here to support him, and I know a lot of people will still support him, whatever he wants to do. So, if he wants to go for another horror game, he knows he can do it. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the biggest horror games I've ever witnessed, and a lot of people have as well. I mean, a horror indie game that's got a film coming, and it just shows how much it's grown over the past year. It's insane.
Yeah, Slenderman didn't even achieve that feat, and that was a huge thing back in the day. It's, I think what's made this series so spectacular is the fact that for an indie game, it's managed to kind of almost deliver this deep story that kind of AAA games can deliver. And the fact that we can spend so much time theorizing over this stuff.
I know.
It's quite amazing when you think one guy kind of wrote this story and planned absolutely everything that goes into this game as a whole. So there we have it, guys. That was once again another episode of Theory Thursday for you all. We hope you did enjoy this episode, of course.
If you didn't know already, folks, we are all doing a Five Nights at Freddy's skydive for the St. Jude charity the 24th of September. Now, the link of the donation page, if you want to donate, we've already raised over $20,000. Scott himself donated $19,870.
Ridiculous.
Which was absolutely insane. But we still want to get there. We've got another month, well, basically 2 months for us to raise some more money, and it's going to be great. So,
Absolutely. Yes, guys, and of course we hope you did enjoy this video, and also check down below in the description for a link to that donation page if you are feeling generous.
If you guys did enjoy this video though, be sure to give it a like rating on all of our channels, and if you're new to any of us, why not subscribe for more interesting videos like this, and also some gameplays.
So thank you very much for watching the video, guys. We hope you did enjoy, and we'll, of course, see you on the next one on all of our channels.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?